Hello, I'm Sally Stentor. I'm Colleen the cone cell, and I'm Pablo Plague, or Yersinia pestis. We are all single-celled organisms who live life in miniature. To start, I am a eukaryote. So am I. One of us is a single-celled organism that just swims around freely. That's me. And one of us is a cell that lives inside of a multicellular organism like a human. That's me. We have a membrane-bound nucleus as well as other organelles. A nucleus is kind of like the brain of a cell. It helps us eat, reproduce, etc. The nucleus and other organelles are kind of stuck in a liquidy-like gel called cytoplasm. It gives the cell its shape and holds everything in place. Compared to prokaryotic cells, we are actually quite a lot bigger and more complex. You can think of us as a multi-room house. Lots of different compartments and things inside rather than a one-room cabin, a prokaryote. You can find us in any living thing except bacteria. I am a prokaryote, a bacteria. I don't have any membrane-bound organelles. I use other functions to help me survive and live. Just like the eukaryotes, I have cytoplasm. It holds everything inside of me and gives me shape. I have many layers to keep me safe as well. I have the capsule on the outside, then the cell wall, then the plasma membrane. Instead of a nucleus, I have a nucleoid, which is kind of the same thing. It holds all of my DNA. It's kind of like a programming chip. It helps me do a lot of what I can do. Unlike the eukaryote, which is more like a multi-room house, you could say, I am a single-room cabin. I'm much smaller and much less complex. Okay, let's talk more about me. Hi, it's Sally Stentor, again, back to explain to you more of what I do specifically and why I'm different and special from other cells. Since I'm not a multi-celled eukaryote that lives in a human body, I swim around freely, living out my day, usually in a little pond. But of course, I have to eat. I hunt for my food since I am free living. For me, eating is called endocytosis. I have kind of a little vacuum mouth that is lined with cilium, hair-like things that rotate and propel me around. When I sense something that I want to eat, I just simply suck it in and then trap it in a little pocket called a vesicle. This vesicle connects to lysosomes, which send out enzymes that break down and digest my dinner. I then have to poop out what I don't want, just like you. This is called exocytosis. The pocket reopens and the waste pops out. I reproduce by using two different processes. I can either use binary fission or conjugation, which Pablo will explain later. I'm very like him in this way. I exchange gases by taking in oxygen through my cell membrane, and then I use that for what I need, and then send carbon dioxide back out through my cell membrane like all other cells. The next thing I do to survive is to grow and repair. It's pretty simple. Depending on how severe the issue is or how much I am growing, different organelles work together to create new pieces of cell membrane, which either just makes me bigger or fills in spots that are missing. All cells use this process. My response to my environment is to either swim closer or farther away from something, depending on if I want or need it or not. Thank you, folks. That would be all for tonight. So if you would like, we can take one last selfie. Bye now. Hola, amigos. It's me, Pablo Plague. I am the bacteria of the group. I was the one who killed 25 million people. Remember me? I'm just going to tell you before we get started that a lot of things that help me survive are identical to Sally and Colleen. So first, I will tell you that, obviously, I'm a free-swimming bacterium that gets its way into your bloodstream when a flea bites you. I then follow your bloodstream to my target areas where I kill the cells and spread my disease. I end up exiting your body either when you sneeze or with your body fluids. That is actually my response to my environment, something that helps me survive and live. Now for eating and getting nutrients, I use the same process as Sally, endocytosis. A similarity. Another thing I have in common is how I eliminate waste, exocytosis. I will now explain the two ways of reproduction Sally, Colleen, and I use. Binary fission. A cell splits in two and becomes two cells by splitting all of its insides in half and then forming into two completely individual cells. I use this to increase my population rapidly, but everyone is a clone. The other process is called conjugation. Conjugation is when two cells come together and create a little bridge made of their cell membrane and send genetic material over to each other. Sally and I use this process to make cells genetically different so they can potentially adapt to new environments. How I grow and repair is the same as Sally and Colleen. We use different functions in our bodies to create new cell membrane. How I exchange gases is also the same as my friends. As you can see, we actually have a lot of things in common. Bye, muchachos and muchachas. Hello, everyone. I am Colleen Conecell, and I live in your eyeball. I live in a colony of other eye cells, and I'm glued to my spot. I cannot move. Therefore, food has to come to me. I wait and wait and wait until something comes nearby that I can eat. Then I use the process called endocytosis. To get rid of my waste, I use exocytosis, just like everyone else. I reproduce in one way and one way only, binary fission. But I don't call it binary fission, I call it mitosis, because I use it for a different reason than Sally and Pablo. I use it to help grow and repair your body parts. I exchange gases the same way as my friends. Oxygen comes in, carbon dioxide comes out. I also grow and repair the same way. I respond to my environment by receiving wavelengths of light, and then I send them to the brain, who creates colors for your eyes to see. Thank you, thank you. That will be all for today. As you can see, we're all a little more similar than we think. Bacteria, Conecell, Stentor, and even humans. If you think about it, humans do all of this in their own way too, just bigger. Cells do the same things, but in miniature. They live life in miniature.